Barrionuevo is a native New Yorker and hardcore Seahawks fan. We had the most amazing interview with him last week. Here's a guy who, as a little kid, chose the Seahawks to be his team. And even though everyone he lived with, all his schoolmates, all his chums, thought that was a dumb choice, and even though he had local teams win championships, he, for some reason, and we went into this a little bit when we talked to you last week, picked the Seahawks, liked the Seahawks, and decided that he would march to the beat of his own drum and wear the blue and green. And so he was very excited last week. He flew to Seattle. Did you get to meet Seahawks management?
No, I didn't get to, the guy I was supposed to meet, Mike Flood. He walks Paul Allen to the 12th man flag. They're really good friends from their days together at Washington State University. So he was booked, and I totally understand.
But
that.
he had corresponded with you, and he appreciated what you were doing.
Yeah, he said thanks for representing us in the media and stuff like that. He was very nice. So
you got a good look.
I told him,
by the way,
I told him I'm sure I'll meet you in New York City in a few weeks, and he said that sounds like a damn good plan.
Okay, good.
That got me.
You have, by the way, a fantastic media look. You do.
P.S. For those of you playing at home, it's because he looks a little crazy. That's what Bob looks
well,
kind of insane.
But he looks good crazy.
Sure.
It's a
safe
good crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Safe crazy.
He looks like not scary, like I'm afraid to walk my car crazy.
He's not going to get stabby, but it's like I want to party with him, you know?
I'm not a 49ers fan.
Yeah.
But that look, you don't get that look by accident. That look that's quite intentional. Like Spike has that, a very interesting, different beard. But you also have your hair is wild. Were you always like that, or does being a super fan cause that?
No. I would say about like 5 years ago, I was like, man, I've always, why do I have short hair? I don't like. I've always wanted to have long hair, so I just grew it out and it worked. So
now, what do you do for a living?
I'm a bartender. I manage a bar back home in Queens and Long Island.
And that makes
City.
you stand out. And bartender is essentially like a sports person. They're in show business. You're in. You gotta make your customers have to remember your face.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they have to love you and want to tip you.
Everybody's been great this year because everybody's been every week. Everybody that all the regulars that know I've been doing this. They've come by, and they've just been every week. They've been like, "Oh man, this is unbelievable."
Validation for you because they have nobody to root for in New York now.
Yeah, hell yeah. I love it.
That's
I
good.
love it.
Now we have the sense here in Seattle because we've been underdogs for so long, which you totally understand.
Of course,
we have a sense here that the rest of the country wants to root for the Broncos because of their proud tradition and because of Elway and because of apparently they have some quarterback people have heard of before.
I prefer it that way.
And you like that too.
Oh,
you
yeah.
feed off of that,
Love
being
it.
the
Love
underdog.
Love it. I love that this team has embraced the underdog role. I was thinking about it yesterday after that fumble on the opening play of the game. I'm thinking, man, I don't know if the 2005 team, I love them all. If any of them are listening, this is no insult. But I don't know if they're able to fight back the way this team was able to do that yesterday. I think that's the defining mark of this team is the toughness and just never giving up. In the stands, I was like, you know what, this is going to be all right. Like
if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying when that fumble happened, you went good. That'll awaken the beast.
Not good.
Oh.
I was like,
I don't think none of us said good.
Maybe not good.
Not good.
We got him right where we want him.
Yeah, no.
Ahead.
I actually said that. I was like, you know how when you're driving, it's late at night, and you almost drive off the road, and you will now be so awake.
Seriously.
Or if you get in a skid and you almost spin into a ditch. All of a sudden, your adrenaline is wide awake. I felt that 3 points that early in the game.
Oh yeah,
that was the key when we held them to 3.
Exactly.
It's like,
yeah,
it
was a cold slap to
you
the
know,
face.
we just took their best punch right there.
Exactly.
When
That's
we
how
held
I
them to
looked at
3, that was awesome.
Yep.
David, where did you sit?
Section 300, and how much
did you have to pay for tickets? We were hoping you'd get them for free.
No, I knew I wasn't going to get them for free.
Nobody gets in
It's
for
just
free.
been the whole thing. Me and my friend Jordan. It's been all year. We've just been saying earn everything.
Yeah.
So I knew I was going to have to pay, and I was totally fine with that. This is
So
the
how did you
biggest game
pay?
of the year.
Ass, gas, or grass?
I didn't see
Why can't it be a combination of all three,
Yeah.
Bob?
combo both. No, I couldn't even. I can't take any of the credit. There's a website, Seahawks.net, and I've been posting there for a few years, and it's just like a Seahawk.
It's like a couch surfing deal for super fans, right?
Yeah, and no, but this website is just like die-hard Hawks fans.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
for
So
years.
you got hooked up by somebody who
They
was
started a
kind to you.
fundraiser.
No.
They started a fundraiser, and in one day they were able to raise $913.24, and they were able to buy 2 tickets for me and a buddy
So
of
you
mine.
did get in for free.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what being a real super fan and being
He got
good
in
at
on
the
that
media
karma yesterday.
The
Good
best
thing
part
there's no
about
kids going hungry anywhere.
does. Yeah.
No, don't worry. But me and my buddy, we're gonna.
You know what? He
we're
looks
gonna
like
give
somebody
back.
I would sponsor.
I love this.
Me and my buddy we want to match everything that they gave us. We want to match it, and we want to give what we were given back to some charity. Or
We'll
something
talk
like
to you
that.
after the show about our children in Zambia.
Oh yeah, Spike just told me about that.
already worked
actually.
Unfortunately for you, we actually work directly with a charity.
No, that's great. That's great.
And we'll take it.
We'll take it. All right.
That's
So life is good. The game was fantastic.
Phenomenal.
You now. What do you do for the next 2 weeks as the New York Seahawks fan? You're the number one fan in New York. And by the way, I know the game is in New Jersey technically, but it's really the market is New York.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I just want to be able to get as many people in and have them crash at my place. I want to make it like all year. The dream has been to make it a Seahawks hotel. And
Your house.
My house.
How many
yeah.
square foot is your apartment?
Oh, it's not going to be pleasant,
Yeah,
but
it's gonna be like
it's going to be free.
That
so.
fundraiser was a good deal for those guys. Everybody chips in
Exactly.
$100. They can come crash
Yeah.
on your
Did you
floor
tell
now.
them they
Yeah,
could stay at your
exactly.
place. Did
Of
you?
course.
Oh
No, of
man.
course.
How many people chipped in?
Well, it was about like 12. They're in one day. I would say it was probably 10 people. About 10 people. A few guys chipped in $100. This guy Steve chipped in $100. This guy James, who gave me and my buddy Greg his tickets last week for the Saints game, chipped in $100. So me and my buddy, he flew out also from New York. We ended up not paying anything for for playoff tickets, which is just I can't even. My mind is
Now, how do you
blown.
get into the Super Bowl?
Any way possible, any way I can.
possible.
Hey, I'll make it happen. It's
Float
gotta
in on a
happen.
balloon if you have to.
If I have to, yeah, I'll even parachute in.
Yeah.
I'll fly in, and they'll try and take me off the field, but I won't go.
That's funny. We were talking off air with David before he went on the air, and I said, I can probably get to the game pretty cheap. I'll just buy an airline ticket. I can crash on Ryan's couch. I said, no, I'll watch the game with you at that Seahawk Nest in Brooklyn at Carlo East. And they said, no, you can have my seat. I'll be at the game, man.
I can't not go to the game. Like,
You
this
take a train, you can be there in 20 minutes, right? I
Exactly.
mean, you fly all over the country. Why would
This
So
is
are
an
any
easy
of you
one.
guys on our show going to the game?
I'm working on it. Boss is going to try to help me get a press credential. I'm going to contact the Seahawks and see if they'll recognize our legitimacy as a broadcast entity.
We're barely on the air here. With a press credential, you don't have a seat. You just get in. right?
You have to go and sit in the press box, and you can't root too loud, and that's why I'm sitting down in the stands.
Yeah.
I spent years and years and years in the press box, and it just is.
It's not as much fun
It's
there.
the wrong way to watch football.
Yeah.
Wait, you can't root too loud?
No, they'll throw you out.
What?
Super fan from New York, David Barrionuevo. I want you to. We'll play it again because it's all anybody's talking about this morning. We will play Richard Sherman going off on Crabtree. And now you're from the East Coast, so I think I know what you're going to say, but let's see what you say. Here's Richard Sherman.
My computer is
This is Aaron Andrews
Aaron
Yeah.
Andrews.
interviewing
Aaron
Richard
Andrews.
Sherman right after the game-winning play.
It's the computer. It's acting a little bit weird today. It's going to show up in a second. Hold on. Come on. Say something nice, Richard.
Someday, maybe we'll perfect this technology.
When we get a new computer.
Hey, while we're waiting for this, I have some sort of breaking news for those who can't.
Richard, let me
Of
ask you.
course, he always does that, by the
You
way.
son of
He
a-
always
I can't-
interrupts you
Trying to
as
help
soon as you're
you.
trying to
It's
film.
the
not
computer.
I'm gonna help it,
not
Scotty. Look, go to Warp Thrusters. Just give me some warning. Okay, go ahead.
I was just trying to fill time, but this is pretty interesting. We now know who Jay Leno's final guest will be, and we know who Jimmy Fallon's first guest will be.
Wow.
Find this interesting?
When is the date of that show?
The date of the show. Great
15th?
question.
February 6th.
February 6th. He would
Pedro
know.
knows because he's met Jay Leno.
Jay's final guest will be Billy Crystal, who was the first person to sit down on the couch when he took over in 1992. Garth Brooks will be the final musical guest.
Because he was relevant when he took over in '92.
That's right. And Jimmy Fallon will have Will Smith and U2 as his first guests.
Because he's just going to be better at
Yes.
this. Oh, man.
Because he's really good.
Wow.
Awesome. Now, here's Richard Sherman.
Richard, let me ask you the final play. Take me through it.
Well, I'm the best corner in the game. When you try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you're going to get. Don't you ever talk about me.
Who was talking about you?
Crabtree, don't you open your mouth about the best. Or I'm going to shut it for you real quick. LOB.
All right, and Joe, back over to you.
All right. Now, does he say LOB?
LOB.
What does that mean?
Legion of Boom.
Oh, I should know that.
LOB, baby.
LOB. LOL. ROFLMAOLOB.
Yeah, boy.
That's so good.
Okay. Now, some people in Seattle are fairly polite, and our team is a not a trash talking team. And so some even Seattle people, like I even jumped up and went, "Wow, that's somebody on our team." And I know he's done this a little bit before, but what do you think? Being from the East Coast, this is that was even super polite, right? There weren't even any beeps needed.
Yeah, he didn't even have to get censored. It was, I thought it was hilarious. People, that's the first thing. Everybody back home, when I get horrible service at CenturyLink at the field.
Everybody gets horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I left, my phone just started going crazy.
I know, isn't that great? You walk
my
outside.
My
What'd she say?
girlfriend, Laura, everybody. Oh, she was just like, "I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for the team and all this."
Yeah.
It was great, and but most of the first responses are like, "Richard Sherman's a complete arrogant punk."
Yeah.
And I can't even say some of the things that people were saying at him, but you know what? I thought it was hilarious. That was pretty funny. I think Erin Andrews ruined it though by being like, "Who said that? Like, who was talking about you?" She should have just rolled with it and just let him. It was right after the game.
She was startled. I think she was scared by him a little.
Who said I was talking about you? I swear to God.
She was expecting just a little more of a sound
Well,
bite.
it's a team
Yeah.
game, and we've all come
Exactly,
together, and we believe
exactly.
in ourselves. And boy, I got to
Exactly.
tell you, when you work hard and prepare like we do, that's
I want to thank my coach. I want to thank the fans.
Thank the Lord
I
Almighty.
mean,
Without him,
if,
all this is possible.
if he could have said something boring, and nobody would be upset.
Exactly, but you know what? That's not how he rolls. And she caught him in the heat of the right after. Who knows what Michael Crabtree had been saying to him? And apparently they had some run-in in person during the offseason last year. So who knows? That guy. The 49ers get away with it. Everybody thinks of them as classy organization, and they're gritty and they're tough and they do things the right way. But if you watch them. They toe the line between being dirty and playing the game the right way, and I'm just glad the Hawks snuffed them out. Buried their stadium. Yeah, buried their stadium, buried their season, probably ruined Colin Kaepernick. And then the best part is he's up for a new contract. The Niners are probably going to sink all their money into this guy, and we're going to get to see him fail for about 10 years.
That's a good good business mind you have there.
Yeah,
all right.
it's gonna be great.
There he is, folks. David Barrionuevo. You've seen him all over the media. He is here with us in person this morning, and also a guy in person here who got the Seahawks Super Bowl champions tattooed on himself already.
This is the arm you've seen all over the world.
Yeah.
It's Tim Connors is the guy's name.
Okay, and he's that's how confident he is.
Oh, yeah.
That's the story. We'll have that, and then what did Madonna do? Just tell me. I don't want to wait.
Madonna has a 13-year-old son named Rocco Ritchie.